Welcome to the Forward Podcast. I've met many people over the years who have failed and given up. The point of this podcast is to get people to understand that failure is part of the process. Welcome back to the Forward Podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking about cash, revenue, business, profit and loss, and how difficult or easy business can be. When business was failing for me, I was trying to do lots of numbers at a low margin. And what I worked out through business and have done over the last 15 years of running various different businesses is that business can be quite easy if you try and run low margins. Like you can get any product and try and do it cheaper than somebody else. That is probably the most simple way of business, but it's going to give you the biggest headache. And you can create, especially in tree surgery, which is the world that I originally come from, tree surgery is a high turnover business. So you could quite easily get to a 7-figure business by doing tree surgery cheap. But what you'll tend to find is that your kit's going to be falling apart. You're going to be working all the hours of the day. You're going to be filling in all the gaps as a business owner. And you can then get fixated on the fact that you're getting £100,000 money into your bank account every month, and then 100's going out every month. So you're basically just going round the cycle of just continuously creating revenue, but you're not actually creating enough cash or profit to be able to pay yourself a good living or a good wage. And business can be, it's like anything. You could go and start selling books and undercut people. You can suddenly start trying to sell coffee and trying to undercut Costa. You know, you can try and to be going on price. And one of the easiest ways to do business or grow a business is by just going to and trying to be the cheapest. But what happens with being the cheapest is it leads to a lot of stress. It leads to a lot of sleepless nights. A lot of people see cash in their bank. Like as a tree surgery business owner, if you're turning over 50, 100, 150,000 a month, you're going to have a lot of cash in your bank today, but that might not be your money to spend. It might be the VAT man's, the tax man's, your suppliers, other people. So what I really wanted to drill down in this episode is that what do you need to do in your business to make yourself more value? Because the race to the bottom is never going to create success for anybody unless you're like a supermarket. Supermarkets, they work on very low margins, but they've got a lot of buying power. So they buy in cheap and then they put a small margin, but they're selling at huge quantities. They've got huge brands. Everybody needs food. It's one of the main things that we need in life is food, water and air. So you know that the supermarkets are going to be able to sell at a margin and then they make a profit at big scale. But when you're running a small to medium business, it doesn't work like that. And that's not a way to run any business. So what we need to be thinking about is how do you get to the opportunity to charge more? How do you deliver more value so you don't have to be racing to the bottom of everybody else? What part of the sector of the industry do you need to be in? What USP do you need to do? How do you add more value to a product or a service that somebody else is doing? How do you make yourself more efficient? How do you make your productivity more? So what I want you to be thinking about is rather than thinking, how do I get more work at a cheaper rate, is how do I charge more? That's the kind of questions when you're doing your marketing plan, when you're doing your business plan, is how do I get to a point where I can charge more for my product and service? One of them is by sales and marketing. If you can get good at sales and marketing and then you can get people moving towards you, the more people you got moving towards you and you create the supply and demand issue is the more that you can charge, because you're not having to win 100% of every job that you quote, or you're not having to sell to every person who walks into your shop or clicks on your website to buy your products. The more people that you've got coming in, the less people that you need to sell to. But the bit that you need to marry up with the sales and marketing, because there are lots of people who are very good at sales and marketing, but their product is rubbish. So you can have a terrible product and your sales and marketing be amazing and you're going to get people buying your product. You might not get repeat customer after that, but you're going to be able to sell and be able to create revenue. What a lot of people do is they have a great product, they could offer a great service, and they're not very good at sales and marketing. So nobody knows about your product or service to be able to then use you. So the way I like to do business now, and it's very different to how I was years ago, is we get very good at sales and marketing, but we also deliver a world-class product. For example, someone gave me a very good compliment the other day saying, your sales and marketing for the Tree Surgery Business Academy and Mastermind, you're everywhere at the moment, Henry. And I'm like, great, that's cool, but the product is more important. Yes, we want people to move towards you, but the tree surgery industry is very small. If we deliver a rubbish product, very soon our business is going to be in tatters, and people aren't going to pay £16,000 for a mastermind. People are going to go, well, that's not worth it. So what we're building with the Tree Surgery Mastermind is a product that is a game-changing product. It's world-class. It's got so much value in it. It's not just mentoring. It's got a community. It's got we offer discounts on insurance and other brokers that we use. We offer training, we offer business planning days, we offer so much more than just a mentoring package. And because we want to have a world-class product, I want the sales and marketing to be amazing so we get people moving towards us, but then we want to keep people retained within that. And also we want to get a good reputation within the industry so people will come and spend thousands of pounds and they'll see it as a no-brainer that they want to be part of this mastermind, not just because of what they're getting for their business, but because they're part of the community, the discounts they get, the whole package itself needs to be married up. So then we can then charge, because we're adding value and we're giving people value and people are taking value away, we can charge good money for it. Because we don't want to be in a race to the bottom. We want people to be able to commit to us, and we want to be able to offer a great service. Because if I was then, say, running the mastermind, say £1,000 a month, I'm going to have lots of people coming towards me, but I'm not going to be able to deliver a world-class product. I'm not going to be able to have the time, build the team, build the systems, build the processes to be able to deliver the value that they need. So the point of this episode really is to be thinking about you business owners out there. What are you offering? And are you offering it at rock bottom rates? Are you seeing money in your bank and thinking that's your money? Because that's just cash. And there's a huge difference between cash flow and revenue. And I want people to be thinking less about how cheaply can I do it? What more can I do? What value? So for example, if you're a tree surgery business looking at this, what team can you put in place? What USP can you have? What extra service can you do? How can you leave someone's garden? How can you have a customer service package, which means that they're looked after from the moment they make an inquiry on your website to the moment you get the invoice? The customer service bit in the middle, the hand holding, the worries and fears that people have. And it's the same with any product. How can you layer the value on so you're not in this constant race to the bottom? Because the magic happens when you're not in that bottom 30%, because there's a lot of people that are trying to be the cheapest because that's the easiest way. They don't understand maybe the full ins and outs of business. We don't want to be competing with them. We want to be above the 30%, people who are buying from you because they value you, your service, your product, or whatever it is you're selling. So don't have the race to the bottom. Think about how you can add value, and then business will become a lot easier. Thank you for listening to the podcast today. I'm on a mission to get people to understand that failure is part of the process. So please share this far and wide, like and subscribe.